always loved Morris Day. Now, the way he looked, I can't get with a man with a perm or a conch or whatever that is he got in his head. I can't do that. But something about his nature, and when I found out he was a Sagittarian, I said, no wonder. No wonder everybody wanted to fuck him. Can I kick it to all the people who act like Secretz? Okay, lovers, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you like and share this video because it is so important to my success here on YouTube. And if you do not have a retirement/investment plan in place through your employer, please check out the Acorn app below. Now, let's talk about Morris Day, the Time, Prince, the Revolution, and all of its affiliates, and DJ Vlad. So lovers, let me tell you this. I am highly excited to do this video because this means that another book review is coming. Y'all loved my Robin Crawford book review, but child, y'all not feeling that Jay-Z book review by my... I made it funny, but you hoes still ain't interested in it. So, you know, now we done moved on to another book. Now, I'm going to finish up Jay-Z, okay? But I understand why y'all not really feeling it because people want to laugh. They don't want to be educated. But I put a little zhuzh on, but y'all still ain't feeling it. We got this new book coming up from Morris Day. Oh, it's going to be so juicy, girl. Maybe that might be the reason why y'all ain't feeling Jay-Z because that Jay-Z book ain't giving us no juice, no tea, nothing. So that might be part of the reason why y'all ain't, you know, tripping over it. But, oh, this Morris Day book is going to be off the chain. Morris Day was on DJ Vlad. Kudos to DJ Vlad because you know that nigga is a culture vulture. I say it all the time, but I ain't mad at you no more, DJ Vlad, because what you're doing is you're helping to promote Morris Day's book. Even though you'll have everybody on that motherfucker. You heard me. He'll have strippers on there, hoes on there, because Current Steph has been on there. Has Selena Powell been on there yet? Child, because that's Current Steph's new 2.0. She's new. Is she Current Steffens or Cat Stacks? I don't know. And he asked a few questions that answered a few things, but what it did was it kind of gave me the gumption to want to read the book. Now, I was going to read the book anyway, but I didn't know that it was out until I seen the videos. He had been promoting the book for about a month. I didn't know. But when I seen him on DJ Vlad, I said, oh, we popping, bitch. We is popping. So now let me give you the first thing that he talked about that I'm anxious to find out. Oh, it's everything. Oh, it's so much shit I'm anxious about. This nigga talked about how Prince shitted. Oh, let me go. Before we get into it, Morris Day, I'm going to need you to stop using Beijing. Okay? It's okay for you to, like, I don't even know if that's his head now. Is that a toupee, Morris Day? Because I still love you, Morris Day. You're only 62. But is that a toupee? I'll take you with a bald head. It's okay because you know you got good shit, that good shit. Or what's that, a perm? I don't know. But baby, let that Beijing go. You 62. Why do these old people think that having that black ass hair works? No, baby, I would, if it was dark brown, baby, maybe that'd look better. But you need to leave that you need to leave that Beijing alone, baby. Because all this is... You are a beautiful, smooth, suave Sagittarian man. Trust me. If you go gray, we still gonna love you. Go, because I see you, sir. That shit don't even look. Is it hair plugs? Morris, is them hair plugs you got on, baby? Anyway, he opened up the interview talking about how him and Prince lived around the corner from each other for years, but they didn't know. What ended up happening was they were on their way to somewhere else, ended up helping a sick aunt down there in Minneapolis, child, and then they stayed there for a while. Now, eventually, I didn't notice that he was living, I was getting ready to say out here, living in Montgomery County, working at a Montgomery Ward, child. I am old as a motherfucker to know who Montgomery Ward is, but working at a car rental counter for Montgomery Ward down there in Gaithersburg, child. I said, what? But he was living right around the corner from Prince and didn't even know it, right? So later on, what happened when he got into high school, he had met Prince through somebody else and then joined Prince Grand. What was it? Is it Grand Central Station? Something like that. And at that point, he knew that Prince was serious about his shits. Now, what he said was that Prince has always been very standoffish. You know, he one of those in the cut type ninjas, okay? Now, Prince, I'm not happy with some things that Morris Day said about you, Clarence. I'm not really happy, but being a Gemini man, I'm not really surprised. What he said was whenever they were together or working together, Prince initially was standoffish and wasn't messing with him. He ain't really talk to nobody. He would just stand over there and watch. Now, when motherfuckers be over there standing and watching, to me in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, he is tick, 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 boom. Meaning that you plotting on something, brother. What is you plotting on, brother? You know, or what you thinking about, brother? Is you thinking about taking advantage of somebody around here? Is you trying to, you know, throw my body somewhere? That's what I think. But he said eventually Prince opened up to him, but Prince had never stopped being Prince. Okay? He was this old shady motherfucker till death. Oh, child, let's go. So DJ Vlad goes on to talk about his sexuality. Ooh. He said, meaning Morris Day, said that Prince was so confident with himself and his abilities that he had no problem with dressing sexually ambiguously. He had no problem with being actually metrosexual. He said there was no such word back then called metrosexual. And, you know, Morris Day was like, that was his thing. That wasn't my judge. You ain't gonna catch me on stage with my butt cheeks hanging out. That was him. But he was so confident with his abilities and his talents that he didn't care about none of that. He even talked about a time that he was on a tour opening for somebody. Was he opening for Mick Jagger? He was opening for Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones. And they threw bottles at his ass. Get off the stage, F word. Get off the stage, F word, because they thought that he was, you know, that thing. But Morris Day is adamant about the fact that Prince was straight. I didn't think he was gay. A lot of people thinking that he, you know, was. I didn't think he was gay. I think he was just, I don't know. I'm just Prince. I do what I want to do. You like it, you love it, I don't care, child. But when you think about all these damn rappers walking around here in dresses and pearls, okay, all these rappers talking about banging with a dress on, pearls on, and red fingernail polish. Morris Day even said, as a matter of fact, you couldn't even work with Prince if you didn't give him no vagina. I said, oh, Prince was a misogynist? That nigga should have been Me Too. Oh my God, Prince was Me Too. Oh my God. When Morris Day said, I knew it. I knew it. And remember that white girl, was it Sinead O'Connor? She said, Prince wasn't helping me if I wasn't fucking him. Next minute we know her, she done shaved her whole head and started fucking with bitches. Sinead O'Connor was stressed out messing with Prince. You ain't making no money off him if you ain't fucking him. I said, you say, what? Could you imagine all the hoes that would come out now and talk about Prince Me Too'd me? Then he goes on to talk about how Rick James couldn't stand his ass, child. But you know what I think that was about? I think that was about the Aquarius Rick James and the Gemini Prince having that, you know, natural competitive spirit. Even though Rick James was at the top of his game at the time that Prince was opening up for Rick James, it still was, oh, this nigga good. Rick James knew in his heart that he was good. Now, Rick James is old arrogant, shit-talking motherfucker, but Prince was good, and he knew it. He even talked, Morris Day even talked about the beef between him and Michael Jackson. I said, I never knew that. What? How does that work, Clarence? How does a beef between MJ and Prince work? Who wins? How does that happen, Clarence? I'm telling y'all, I'm going to be a whole fool when I do a review on this book. I just got to finish up Jay-Z, and then I'm going to move on. So by 2020, it's on and popping, baby. It's on and popping. He also, so then Morris Day also talked about how the time came into play. That nigga Prince was very, very, very controlling. He was very controlling because, see, what happened when Warner Brothers got in contact with Prince, They said, okay, you such a bad motherfucker. You can bring in some of your peoples. So this is when Prince was like, I tell you what, I need you to come on board with me. You can have your own band. The song Get It Up, I think that was their breakout song, but I remember them on Soul Train going, Get It Up. I said, oh, I've always loved Morris Day. Now, the way he looked, I can't get with a man with a perm or a conch or whatever that is he got in his head. I can't do that. But something about his nature, and when I found out he was a Sagittarian, I said, no wonder. No wonder everybody wanted to fuck him. At any rate, what you did not know, that on his first album, Morris Day and the Time's first album, Prince played every instrument. The band did not get together till after the album was done. When I tell you this book is going to be so goddamn juicy, oh my God, this book is going to be so juicy. Okay. So then, one more thing, child, and I'm about to close this up because I'm talking too long about this bullshit, okay? Anyway, let me tell you a quick story about Purple Rain and how I got to see it. Now, it was 1984. How old was I in 1984? Hold on, y'all. Let me see how old was I. 1984. Child, this was a different time, so don't judge me, okay? This was a different time. 1984 minus... Damn, I was 13. Shit, I was 13. My little sister was 6. Now, know this. My mother always worked 100 jobs, so she wasn't home, right? She always wanted to give us everything, but goddamn it, we didn't know the bitch, okay? So I'm 13 years old, and I'm living on Georgia and Morton, right? Georgia and Morton. Georgia, it turns into 7th Street. So that area is basically like 7th and Morton. So just follow me, okay? So when the movie Purple Rain came out, I don't know why, but one day, like at 11 o'clock, I just woke my sister up and was like, come on, baby girl, we about to go to see this movie. We about to go see this movie, Purple Rain. She's 6. She can't say no. So here we go. We walked all the way from Georgia and Morton, all the way down there to 18th and Columbia. Do you hear me? 7th Street, all the way down there to 18th. So that is 11 blocks that we walked as a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old. Now, this is way before the time that you had to be at least 17 to get in the movies, or at least they put it on paper. So we down there, we go see Prince. Child, I was so in love with Prince. I'm 13 years old. Did he? Did they fuck in the Lake Winnetonka? I can't remember, okay? But all I know is we went to go see that movie, and I loved it. I loved the Prince album. I loved all of it. But you know that Morris Day was the antagonist in the movie. Morris Day's group and Prince's group had like this competitive thing between them two, right? So anyway, once everything was done, you know, all of us just went away just not knowing what was going on behind the scenes. But let me tell you something. That motherfucking Prince, I can't wait to read this book. If y'all notice, even though Morris Day and the Time was in the movie and they were a part of the soundtrack in the movie, they were not on the soundtrack of Purple Rain. It was all Prince. Dig this. Morris Day said he only got $50,000 for that movie. That's it. They said Prince damn near got 20-something million for that movie. I mean, it was like he wanted to keep Morris Day under him to make sure that he didn't rise bigger than him. In fact, when Morris Day called him and said, I heard you got a whole bunch of money, he said, yep. Morris Day said, well, I was in the movie too. I participated too. You ain't think about throwing me some of that money? The least that Prince could have did was put the music, Morris Day's music on the album, but that nigga didn't. Did anybody ever think about why Morris Day music was not on the Purple Rain album? I never thought about that. That Prince was a whole nigga. Hey guys, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, because it is so important to my success here on the YouTube. Now, remember this. The same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. Naysayers, my patron loves, Washington, D.C. Have a good one. Deuce.